In this video, we will review how to navigate through Account Hub. When you initially log in, you are at the Location Manager. This is where you will add your sub-offices, sub-multi-offices, or even sub-service bureaus. On the top right, next to your username, you will see this cube. It is an app switcher. So if you select it, it will have a drop-down with a few options. The first that I will point out is My Account. So if I select that, it takes you to the My Account section, which is for the Master EFINS information and bank product enrollment application. You will see every year when you first start, there will be an action items required area in red with 2 blue buttons. The first being to update and verify your company information. The second being your bank enrollment. On the left, you will see company information and bank product information. Those are the same 2 areas, just different ways to get there. Let's start first with account information. So if I select that tab on the left for account information, the first section of account information is for MFA. That's multi-factor authentication. The email address and phone number listed is an option to either email or text the MFA code to get into either your Account Hub or the software. If you are logged in as the administrator, that username and password will exist between both the software and Account Hub. That's a shared credential. You can update either the email or phone number. You can also update your password for that login internally while logged in side of your Account Hub as the administrator. Below, you see employee accounts. If you have anyone else who needs a different login to gain access to Account Hub, you can create them here. So if you have multiple partners and nobody wants to share the same login credentials, individually you can create different login credentials for each person. You also may have employees that need access to Account Hub, but you may want to limit what they can or can't do. If you were to add an employee, you would create a username and password for them, what email address and phone number that they need for MFA, but there's also some checkboxes to remove or give permissions to have access to certain things within Account Hub. You can do that individually, or under security management, you can create a template. So if multiple people who are having access to Account Hub need the same permission set, you don't have to do it multiple times. You can do it once as a template, save it, and then assign it. So you would just need to review what you would like to give them access to and check the box. Name the template, and then save at the bottom. If you're not sure that you'll need to do that multiple times, maybe it's once or twice and they don't necessarily have the same permissions, you can individually assign the security settings as you add those employees. Next, we'll review company information. So for the master EFIN here, this is for either the service bureau or multi-office, the highest level of all of those. You have the name of the company, whether it's a dummy master, a real master, or EFIN, PTIN, and then tracking number that's corresponding, the owner's information, and then as you scroll down, the primary or alternate contact. You'll see here there's this blue button, looks almost like 2 pieces of paper. This is a paste button. You may recognize this as we go along. You'll see this more often. This gives you the opportunity to save keystrokes for typing. So if you click this, this will paste whatever's in the field above it. Enter their phone numbers and then addresses. Again, that paste button is here as well. So if it's the same address used for both physical and shipping, you can just simply click this button on each area and it will use the year-round address. Submit the email address, type your name to sign that verified information is correct. So once I do that, hit save all. Takes me back to the home page of the My Account section. You'll notice that one of those buttons is now gone because I've addressed it. So the next thing we would need to do is at least one bank enrollment application. So again, I can click this button or on the left over here, select bank product information. It would then take me to do an enrollment. So you would choose which banks you want to work with. And while we're in the master EFIN section, if it is approved with the master EFIN, you would then be able to choose that bank and submit an enrollment record for any sub offices or sub masters. So if I select a bank, it will display what EFIN you're submitting it for, and next to that, what year. The drop-down box does give you options to update prior year records. So if a bank account was closed and you need to change which routing account number is being used for deposits, you can do that. And you'll notice here, there's multiple sections for the enrollment application. By default, they are all red because you have not filled this enrollment application out yet. As you enter the information, red turns to green. That lets you know it has been complete. So once 1 through 7 are all green, everything is complete, you would hit lock and submit to submit that application for enrollment to the bank. So you would choose whatever bank, whether it's Santa Barbara TPG, Refund Advantage, or EPS Financial, or for that particular location, if they're opting not to do bank products, you could opt out. But once you submit that enrollment application, and complete the company information, you'll notice that big red area for actions item required is no longer there. So once a year, by and large, you will come in here, update your company information, verify it's correct, submit the enrollment application for the master EFIN. Once you do so, you really no longer have to come into this section, the My Account section of Account Hub, which is why we default you to the location manager where we were a moment ago. But before we return to that, I will go through the last couple of items here. So taxes to go. This is the app that you can brand for each one of your offices. But as a shortcut from the master EFIN, you could set this up, this application for each location to be fairly uniform. So if I have a logo that I want to upload, I can choose File, upload the picture. It will display here on the cell phone to let you know what it looks like. So at that point, I can show only the logo by checking this box. So if I had one uploaded, the only thing that would be displaying is the logo, not the company name. If I do not have this box checked and I have a logo uploaded, you will see both the logo and what's listed under here as the profile name. If you have a picture or logo that has a certain color that is more prevalent in your branding and you want that to match, we do have different themes that you could choose from. We defaulted to blue, but you can choose several other color options that we have if it matches your branding overall better. And then apply the same configuration to additional locations. So any of your sub offices, so if you're a multi-location as an example, and everyone has the same company branding, you could check this box and every location you add would automatically, when you create and start to brand the app, is already done. The only difference would be the referral link is unique to each location. So as you add locations and you want to get the link for each brand. You just don't have to then upload the logo, change the theme. It's already done by default just to save you some time. But if you're a service bureau or a reseller, that may not necessarily be something you want to use because you're selling to different locations that have different branding and names. So that may not make sense for you. The next tab over here is account history. So on the left, I'll click account history. And this shows something that could be important to you if you're using our desktop program. So for each location you have, you'll see down here at the bottom, if I were to keep scrolling, I would see additional locations. They would all, by and large, look exactly like this. It shows you a particular tax year and a corresponding validation code. So once you set up the downloaded software, it would ask you for the code. So just make sure you put the correct code for the correct tax year, and then it would allow you to finish the installation. And finally, the last tab on the left, product customization. If you are branding the software, you could change your logo. So up here on the left, if I was not happy with that, I could upload and change that logo myself. If I'm happy with the way the logo looks, but I wanted to change the theme of my account hub and my software, I could then choose a different theme to change the color. And depending on which theme I like, it would then update that in real time just to show you what the changes are. And if you like that change, you could save, and it would update both your account hub and your software. But every year, once I complete the My Account section, unless I need to go back into product customization or account history, or maybe update some enrollment information, I may not really come back into this section very much, if at all. Which is why if we go back to the app switcher, let it drop down, select Location Manager. This is where Account Hub is defaulted when you first log in, because this is where you will spend the majority of your time. When you're ready to add a new location, you would select Manage Locations. Then Add Location. And this is the same company information page that we just saw a moment ago from the My Account, except this is for an actual office that's under your master EFIN. You would fill all of that information out just like we did earlier. So I'll X out of that one because I have one that's already started here. And I have this edit button here that I can select. And I would just need to make sure that all of this information is accurate, just as though we did earlier with our My Account. And then I would save here at the bottom. Same exact process. Once this is saved and accurate, I can then go to Manage Banking, which there is a tab for on the left, as well as the home page of the Location Manager. At this point, I can choose which bank I want to work with. As long as the master EFIN is approved, I could submit this enrollment record. And again, you see the current EFIN number that I'm working on lets you know that you're in the right place. I would then fill out this enrollment application. So every one of them is red currently. I would fill them out and save each one. There is a Save and Continue button or Save. If I select Save and Continue, it takes me automatically to the next tab. If I save where I am currently, it will simply update and save and turn this red to green, but keep you on the same page. But as you address each tab, I would hit Lock and Submit to submit that enrollment application for that particular location. If I go back to Manage Locations, there's a couple additional items that I could do if I wanted. The first being, if you see this icon that looks like a cell phone, this is Taxes to Go. This is the mobile app that you can brand for this particular location. This is the same process that we just saw a moment ago, where I can choose File to upload a logo, edit the business name, or just show the logo or name of the company only. But once I'm done, I select Save. It then produces your Taxes to Go link that you can provide to that office. They can embed this link on a web page, put it on social media, email or text it out, however they want to distribute it to their taxpayers. They just simply need to click this link and follow the instructions. And this concludes the overview of Account Hub. So to review, at the start of every year, you would select the app switcher, go to My Account, make sure the company information is accurate. You'll need to verify that at least once a year. Submit the bank enrollment application for the master refund under bank product information. Once that is complete, go back to the app switcher, select Location Manager. And then under Manage Locations is where you can verify prior year information is accurate and correct for company information for each location, or add new locations. And then under Manage Banking, submit the enrollment applications for each of your locations as well. And then if you'd like to use the Taxes to Go app, that is under Manage Locations. And finally, under the app switcher, you may have seen a couple of additional icons. Client status is one, which you can use to get a quick access to a web page for client status. Client status is also built in to the software. Client status is a great tool to see what is going on with a particular tax return. So for that status update, that could be for, has it been acknowledged by the IRS? Did that particular return have an advance? What did they apply for? Did they qualify? Was it accepted? And has somebody printed the check? Do you need to troubleshoot a bank reject? What's the reject? You can see all of that under client status. So again, if you don't want to go into the software, you can use client status as a standalone tool, but it's also built directly into the software. And the second icon is web reports. This is a great tool, especially if you're trying to track some sort of financial information. So whether it's the service bureau as a whole, or if you have a multi-office setup, if you want to look at all of your offices, or even as a single location, you can review a lot of great information. So whether it's how much fees have I charged versus what I've actually collected, what information do I need to pay my preparers? You can individually look up that per location or as a whole for all of your offices. If you charge service bureau fees, what was charged versus what was collected? So really this is you tracking financial information, and you can manipulate those reports to your liking. So whatever information you're truly looking for, you can narrow it down to specifically those things. So that concludes this training video over Account Hub.